Hey Meredith, I hope you're doing well. I wanted to say, first of all, I think your launch party looks awesome. You have so many people in the group who are excited to party with you. So many of your friends who are interested in checking out the books and supporting you. That's great. You are definitely on the right track to having a really great launch and propelling your business forward. So that's fantastic. I was looking at your book recommendations, and I think you're doing a great job with the recommendations. I have a few to do myself. For a party tonight that I have. So I thought I would just really quickly show you how I do them, because then you can get kind of we'll call it a crash course. So I'm going to share my screen with you. There we go. Okay, so the way I do mine, you're going to want to have three things open. Facebook, of course, the Usborne e-commerce sites, and then on the drive, we have this amazing document. I could spell recommendations. My keyboard's like super lagging here. Did I get it? So if you search for recommendations, there's two different documents that are going to come up. This one is training on how to do them with a bunch of links to videos within it. So that's awesome. And then the one that I'm going to be using for doing mine, it's the book recommendation blurb and videos. And if you haven't seen this document yet, it's incredible. It doesn't have every book that we have because that would just be a huge undertaking. But it has several of our books with a little description and then a YouTube video to them. So I think you've been using this for some of yours. I'm not 100% sure. I was looking at your stuff while I was at Chick-fil-A in the play place with 10,000 kids screaming. So, okay, maybe 10,000 is an exaggeration, but at any rate, this is an excellent document to use for reference. Another thing that I really like about using this is if you're not quite sure what book to recommend, you can, when you're finding this, so usually I know what book I'm looking for and I just look for the title, Axel and Beast. But if you have something that you're not sure what to recommend, say that the person told you that their kid likes fantasy stories. So you can actually find or search for fantasy, and then this is going to like show you if it's in the description of some of the words. Or let's say they were a reluctant reader. So you can find things like that too. Another wonderful resource, and I will make sure you're added to this while I'm here. Oops, I want to go to Facebook. We have this awesome page called Thrive Product Knowledge. Here it is. Let me make sure that you're in it. If you're not, I will add you real quick. You're already in it. Okay, great. So on the Thrive Product Knowledge page, this is all about the books. What's wonderful with groups is that you can use this search feature. Just last night, I was doing one for somebody, and their kid likes Pinkalicious. I have literally no idea what that is. We don't have cable, and I have two boys, so I think it's a TV show, maybe? Or is it books? I don't know. I have no idea. But what's great is you can search for this, and somebody has already, oh, they're books. Okay. Somebody has already asked this question and gotten some suggestions. So you can do that with just about anything. I get Minecraft a lot as an interest. 10-year-old boy likes video games in Minecraft. So this page is another wonderful resource to have while you're doing your recommendations for people. So really I have 4 windows open, just 2 of them are Facebook. So at any rate, where'd my How Old Is Your Readers post go? Here it is. Okay. So I've done a bunch of these already. I think I was on Jane. Okay, so Jane, my son is 2.5, won't sit still long enough for us to read a book unless it has trucks in it. My baby girl is 6 months old and doesn't know what a book yet is yet, likes to chew on them. Cardboard is yummy. It sure is. Okay, so I'm going to make a wish list for Jane. So I just copied her name. To make a wish list, you're going to click on My Account and then Add Wish List. I paste it in. I just do that just because, I mean, her name's easy to spell, but sometimes you have somebody whose name is hard to spell. I also have a really bad memory, so half the time I'm like, what was that person's name again? Anyway, I hope that there's no limit to how many you can have because I haven't cleaned these out forever. I have 485 wish lists. So I went to hers, clicked edit details. Now her son is 2.5 and likes trucks. So the first book that came to mind for him is Busy Trucks on the Go. I'm also going to recommend the Big Book of Trucks. There's a couple different ones, so let me see here. Let's go with Big Book of Trucks. Sounds good. Pretty much for this age, I pretty much always recommend All Better. The Busy books are fantastic. Let's go with, for him, Busy Car. So I've been a consultant for over a year, so I'm pretty familiar with the inventory at this point. But one thing, while you're navigating on the website, I'm sure you've played around with this, but what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to look at some of our favorite things for babies and toddlers. My son was about 2.5. No, he was closer to 3.5 when I signed up. Okay. I was going to say, I try to think of things that like my son liked when he was that age, but it's about a year difference. Okay, so let's see, these 199 Things books are awesome. They don't have a lot of words, just lots to look at. So if he's not into reading stories, then they would be good for him. What else? 2.5. The playbooks are good. Oh, I know. The Poop Book. 2.5-year-olds love the Poop Book. These are for 2-year-olds. And then let's see, I'll put another one from that same collection. We'll say, what is Stars? Where is it? What are Stars? The very first question and answer series is for ages 2 and up, so those are great. Okay, so I typically add around $100 per kid on the wish list. Next is a 6-month-old. I have a couple in mind that I would do. These are great. They've got the cloth. They have a rattle here on the side, so those are great for 6-month-olds. Of course, That's Not My, and was it a girl or a boy, did she say? She likes to chew on them. Okay, since it's a girl, I go with Not My Unicorn as my go-to, because unicorns are super trendy, and because you can add the unicorn plushie as well, so that's great. Let's see, and again, I'm just going to go to shop age levels, and I'll probably see 10 more as I'm going through that I'm like, oh yeah, that's a good one. Let's see, those are cute. I'm trying to go for a little younger. Oh, the Bus Book is a special right now. I try to always feature a customer special as it's appropriate for their child. You can see, you'll find it on here. This is the regular price. They can get the customer special once they spend $40 or more. They can get this book for just $5. So I'm going to add it to her wish list, and then when I do my description, I'm going to make sure to mention that she can get it as a customer special. So let's add maybe 2 more for the little one. Back to babies. Let's see, what else is good? Let's skip here to like page 4. Maybe a noisy book. Let's see. Oh, these are so cute. They're little, they're books and puppets. I'll add a little happy puppy, and then I'm going to put noisy. Let's go with nursery rhymes. Sure, why not? Okay, So I've got my wish list complete now. Okay, so what I do next is I want to grab some of these images. But before I decide which ones to grab, let's see, I'm definitely going to feature the busy book. And then I'll do the big book of big trucks. I think it is that there's a blurb for it on here. So big book of big, oops. Let's see, we've got bugs, dinosaurs, big book of big trucks. Okay, so I wanted to make sure there's a blurb for it first, just because that's going to save me some time. So, oops, minimize that, and then I'm going to grab my book cover images. So to do that, you want to go to the main picture, not the picture from the wish list, because if you grab it from the wish list, it's going to be like really small and pixely. So this is how I do it. I just take it, drag it to my desktop. And then I'm going to do the busy card for him. I typically do 2 per kid, unless the person has like 6 kids or something, then I do less. That's not my unicorn. And the bus book, I want to grab that one because it's a customer special. So if she's getting that one, then she will have to have already spent $40 to get it. And you know what? I'm going to grab a 5th one because I like the unicorn plushie too. It's super cute. Okay, so I've got my list complete. I'm going to go back over to Andrea's party where this girl is in it. I like these comments as I complete the wish list because that's just my note to self that, okay, I did that one already. So this is for Jane. So go up to the very top. I say something like, hi, Jane. Make sure to tag their name so that they get a notification. Thank you for telling me about your readers. We have so many great books for even the youngest readers. I love that you are starting to read to your kids. Early age, it plays development and wow, in early literacy skills. I've made a personal recommendations list for them, which you can see here. Okay, so I try to, make a little bit of a connection with my customer here. In your case, it's your launch party, so you already know everybody, but I don't know any of these people. So I want to form a little bit of a connection, say something kind of personal. I'm going to give her her list to her link to her wish list. So to grab that, it's the URL at the bottom of the wish list. I'm going to just copy it and paste it. And then I'm going to say, I will also feature a few of the titles I added here for your son. Okay, so the first one I'm going to do is the big book of big trucks because I remember I already had that. I'm going to just grab that, copy it, and I'm going to customize it a little bit. Would be a hit. It is a favorite at our house. Okay, so for your son, the big book of big trucks would be a hit. It's a favorite at our house. The best thing about it is kids can enjoy this book for years, fun for toddlers to look at, but also perfect for older kids. It's fact-filled. And I'm going to add and has 4 pages that fold out to make a huge display. Check out the video to see the huge pages in action. Okay, so then the other one I'm going to do is the busy book. Wind up in busy books. I don't love this description. Wind-up vehicles of the busy books have a pullback vehicle. Okay, so I'm only going to grab, you know what? I'm only grabbing the video for this one. I don't love that description for what I want to say to her. Have you ever heard of our busy books? They are so much fun. You really just have to see them in action. Each one comes with a pullback vehicle that will drive around a track on each of the pages. These are perfect for busybody toddlers. Check them out in this. Okay, so that's the two for her, and then for her daughter, I'm going to do the That's Not My Books. That's not So I'll say something like, let's move on to the little one. Or That's Not My Collection is very popular, over 50 titles to choose from, books with very simple storyline, bold illustrations, blah, blah, blah. Great. The other one is First Bus. So I grab that, copy it. I'm going to fill this in. Your daughter would love our baby's very first bus book, bright and colorful illustration, and wheels that actually move. Blah, blah, blah. Where's it? The best part is this is one of our customer specials right now. You can snag it for just $5 after you add $40 to your cart. Woohoo! So I want to try to work that in there. Okay, so a couple things to note. I try to primarily do descriptions that I already know are on the blurb document. Again, been doing this for a year, so I'm really familiar with what is actually on there. So I can kind of just know off the top of my head which ones are on there. That's something that's going to take a little bit of time for you, but you'll get there. So that saves me time, unless it's something like if there's not a blurb for it and there's like one book that immediately comes to mind when somebody tells me about their kid and I'm like, they have to see this one. Then of course I'm gonna like just write my own little blurb for it and maybe grab a YouTube video. We can actually edit this document too and request things to be added. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Okay, so that's it. I've got 2 blurbs per kid. I'm going to say, can't wait to hear what you think of my recommendations for your kiddos. I am looking forward to seeing you at Andrea's roots. Then I'm going to grab my pictures and I just hit Control so I can highlight them all, drag them over. It's going to ask if you want to upload the photos. You do it. You can change the order here if you want to. I don't think it particularly matters for these. And then I'm going to post it. And that is that. So that's my crash course on book recommendations. I have definitely found that these are a huge moneymaker. People oftentimes will buy things that are only things that are on their wish list. So you definitely, it's worth the time to put them together. It is time consuming, but it is worth the time to do them for everybody. I've also gotten recruits because they were just blown away at the book recommendations that I was able to give, or people who were really excited to do their own party. So definitely worth it. Before, during, and after the party, you're going to use this as a follow-up point for people too. So definitely a great way to really offer good customer service and show people some books that are perfect for their kids. I just delete my things afterwards. That was that. So anyway, I hope that was helpful. Sorry this got a little bit long, but that's about how long it takes me to do a book recommendation. So I'm going to finish. I've got one more for my party tonight. I'm going to finish that up, and then I'm going to go fish with my son before his brother wakes up. Hope this is helpful, and let me or Carla know if you have any more questions.